I love you.
It's quite right, too. And I suppose if it's my last chance to say it, Rose Tyler.
Greetings, travelers. This is Jim at the Mid-Nite Drive-Thru, and welcome back to another episode of Doki Doki Literature Club. Why? I don't know. Supposedly, somebody likes it. But, well, you may recall, when last we left this particular jaunty world, Sayori had revealed that she's feeling a little dismayed about the potential future because Casey is, well, showing interest in someone else, and she's afraid that he will be leaving her world and she needs to be needed, seemingly. So we've gone home and it's time to make another poem, and well, let's share the love a little bit, shall we? So let's see. We've got a pretty good handle on these people. So we know Heart is going to be, that's going to be Sayori. Yes, indeed. Kitty is going to be Natsumi. Oh, yeah. Uncanny is going to be Yuri. Yeah. And we can just kind of spread that around a little bit. Continue. Sunny, that's Sayori. Yeah, sure. Fluffy, yeah. Well, let's go ahead and go with Destiny, sure. Horror. Who's going to respond to horror? Is it going to be Sayori or Yuri? It's going to be Yuri. All right, well then we have to divvy that up. So let's go over to Flower. And let's get games. Sure. That'll even that up. So we're 3 for 3 for 3. All right. Tears. Yeah, that's our Sayori. La 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 la. Romance. Oh well, we can be sure that Poof will get you Natsuki. There you go. And landscape for Yuri. Sure. La, 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 la. Well, we know for a fact that Alone gets Sayori, so there you go. Cute is, obviously, that's what she's all about. And then, now you might think Unrequited would be like a Yuri level thing, but we know from experience that that's Sayori's whole thing is she feels a lot of that. So that's not what we... Let's go with Incapable. There you go. All right, so we're even up, 5 apiece. Awesome. There you go. Well, we know Natsuki likes cooking, so flavors are going to be her thing. After image, we know that's a Yuri type word. And let's see. La, 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 la. Who do we want? Well, let's give one to. All right, that wasn't what I thought. There you go. That's not bad. Oh man. I'm the last one here again. Hold on a second, I gotta do something over on this other computer here. Okay, just, sorry about that. I'm the last one here again. Don't worry, I just walked in too. Are you practicing piano again? Yeah. Haha. You must have a lot of determination. Starting this club and now picking up piano? Well, maybe not determination, but I guess passion. Remember that the club wouldn't be here if it wasn't for all of you. And I'm super happy that you're all willing to help out for the festival, too. I can't wait for the festival. It's gonna be great. Hey? Weren't you complaining about it just yesterday, Natsuki? Well, yeah. I'm not talking about our part of the festival. But it's a whole day of school where we get to play and eat all kinds of delicious food. You sound a bit like Sayori all of a sudden. Monica, do they usually have fried squid? Squid? That's a pretty specific thing to look forward to. Oh, come on. Are you saying you don't like squid? You, of all people? Hey? I didn't say I don't like... Wait a minute. Why her of all people not liking squid? What? Does that make sense to you? Because it doesn't make sense to me. Why you of all people? Is there something specific about you that you ought to like squid? Is it because her hair is vaguely squid-like in configuration? I don't understand! Sorry. Besides, what do you mean by you of all people? Yeah, that's what I was just asking. Because it's right in your name. Monica. Eh? That's not how you say my name at all. Also, that joke makes no sense in translation. Okay, fair enough. If you don't speak Japanese, that was an F-15 that just went right over your head. Never mind. Let's just focus on our own event for now, okay? Fine. Your reactions aren't as fun as Yuri's or Sayori's anyway. Excuse me? Where is Sayori anyway? Oh, there you are! Sayori is sitting at a desk in the corner of the room, looking down at nothing. I walk over to her. Hey, Sayori. I wave my hand in front of her face. She's looking a bit off. Eh? You're spacing out again. Sorry. Don't mind me. You can go talk to everyone else. Oh, that's bad. Huh. Is everything all right? Obviously it's not! Of course. Why wouldn't it be? It just feels like you're a little off. See, I just said that. Sorry for assuming things. No! Go with your gut, man! You're picking up on vibes here. Come on. Jeez, you worry too much about me. I'm fine, see? Sayori shows me a big smile and makes a little half-hearted hippity-hop. Don't let me distract you from having fun with everyone. Well, alright. Look, dude. I'm an old man, okay? And here's my wisdom being passed down to an unlikely number of young males who might potentially watch this video. When girls say everything's fine, nothing is fine. Okay? Trust me on this.
If you say so. I worriedly glance at Sayori before turning back toward everyone else, leaving her alone and not
having essentially the sensitivity of a brick.
But the conversation has already dispersed with everyone back at their usual activities. Maybe I should ask Monica if she's noticed anything about Sayori recently.
Why? Why would Monica notice anything about Sayori when you are her lifelong friend? Wouldn't your instincts be more accurate than someone who has only known her, say, a much shorter period of time? Duh!
Whatever. Since they've been preparing for the festival, they must be spending a lot of time together over the past few weeks, unlike me, who spent years with her.
Ugh. I'm sorry, I just can't let that go. This is just like, ultimately people are responsible for their own happiness. This is an unfortunate truth in life. But if you are going to call someone your friend and they're experiencing something like what Sayori is feeling right now, and you just kind of bail because it's too emotional and flaky and weird, and I just can't be bothered to deal with it, then you're a shitty friend. Straight up, yo! By the way, anyone who's offended by my use of the word yo, there's a lake. Go jump in it.
I timidly approach Monica, who is shuffling through some papers at her desk.
Casey, what's up?
Hey, this might sound a little strange. It does. But, have you noticed anything up with Sayori recently?
Anything up with her? In what way do you mean?
Well, maybe I'm reading into it a little too much, but she seems a bit downcast today.
Oh, you think so? I can't say I've noticed anything about her. Monica peers across the room at Sayori, who is idly dragging a rubber eraser up and down her desk. Maybe if she wore a big neon sign on her head that said, "I am depressed because the boy who I have dreamed about my whole life is slowly drifting off into the horizon." You know, that's not necessarily your fault. You're going to choose what you're going to choose, and you need to be honest about that. But at the same time, this is just like textbook, you know? Maybe there's something on her mind. But I'm surprised I'm not the one asking you, Casey. See? You certainly know her a lot better than I do.
Derp. Yeah, but she's never really like this. She's always talked to me about things that bothered her.
'Cause the thing that's bothering her is you.
But this time, when I asked her, she was really dismissive. Sorry, I know it's not your problem. I just wanted to ask you if you knew anything, so I'll drop it now.
No. It's important to me, too. I mean, I'm also friends with her. And I also care about the well-being of my club members, you know? Maybe I'll try talking to her myself.
Are you sure about that? She seemed like she wanted to be left alone.
Guys? When the woman says she wants to be left alone, usually she doesn't want to be left alone. She wants you to express that you want to be with her enough to override that. See? I know, it's kind of weird. It's kind of male thinking is usually like, well, I shouldn't have to play these kind of mind games. To a woman, that's not a mind game. That's normal. I know, it sounds crazy, but you're supposed to be able to understand that. And if you do understand it and work through it, trust me, it's worth it. Because the response you'll get is a much more personal and intimate relationship than you'd have gotten by somebody who thinks like you do. Okay? I don't know why I'm continuing to talk to non-existent people, but well, whatever. And I could be totally wrong. I could be an absolute idiot. All I know is there's a lot of people in the world who say that all of this stuff is very confusing, and I'm looking at this and it seems pretty blatantly obvious to me. If it doesn't to you, you see something different, hey, that's fine. Anyways, I still say Casey's a brick. Are you sure? Maybe she just has a hard time bringing it up with the person of interest. See, Monica knows what's going on.
Person of interest? What do you mean by that, derp?
I'm saying, stupid, that maybe the thing on her mind is you, Casey.
Me? How on earth would you come to that conclusion?
Well, I probably shouldn't say too much, but Sayori talks about you more than anything else, you know.
Huh?
She's been so much happier ever since you joined the club. It's like an extra light was turned on inside of her.
What? No way. Sayori is always like that. She's always been full of sunshine.
Have you read the poetry? Pop Top Skull?
It's not any different now than it always has been.
You're so funny, Casey. Have you thought that maybe you've always seen her as so cheerful because that's just how she is when she's around you?
Huh?
I said too much. I'm sorry. What do I know anyway? I didn't mean to jump to conclusions, so you should just forget about what I said. I'll try to talk to her, so try not to think about it for now.
Alright.
Monica smiles meaningfully. I know she said to forget about it, but I already know that I won't be able to get her words out of my head. Monica stands up from her desk and walks across the room to where Sayori is sitting. I watch her kneel down next to Sayori and gently talk to her. But she's keeping her voice so quiet that I can't hear her from here. I sigh and sit myself down, as opposed to, going closer so that you could hear what's being said. Beep beep! Zip tang!
I know Sayori told me not to worry about her and to have fun with everyone else.
Because she's playing the role of martyr. And don't misunderstand me, I'm not suggesting that Sayori is being manipulative. I think that she is literally placing herself in the role of martyr.
But that's impossible to do when she's behaving like this.
When she's behaving like this. Yes, if only she would straighten up and fly right, then you could get back to whatever it was you wanted to do, right?
Ugh. Exactly how much do I care about her that I'm letting this weigh me down so much? Well, there's a couple of different ways you can interpret that sentence, and one of them is really crappy, so... Casey,
You better not be that guy. Now it feels like I'm the one behaving out of the ordinary. Maybe it's a Japanese thing? Maybe it's like a cultural difference? I don't know. You know, I haven't seen this big YouTube sensation thing about this Logan Paul or Paul Logan or whatever, you know, filming some guy who killed himself, hanged himself in the Japanese suicide forest. Because I got no desire to see that. But I think maybe in current popular Japanese culture, suicide is, I don't know, more of a common mental construct. I think we Westerners tend to block it out. I mean, how many people a day, a week, a month kill themselves? But how many news stories have you heard about on the TV or in the newspapers? Zippo. You might see something in an obituary that says, it gives some kind of really vague, you know, unexpected, died unexpectedly. And you're like, okay, well, that could be anything. Getting mowed down by a Mack truck would be unexpected. You would expect somebody would say something. I'm just wondering. But there's nothing I can do besides wait for Monica, because I'm helpless. Why does it feel like I'm being watched? I don't know, you're paranoid? I glance around the room. Suddenly, I notice Yuri peering at me from over her book. But she looks away just as quickly with a flustered look on her face. I realize that she won't get anywhere like this. I've never really seen Yuri approach anyone or start a conversation on her own accord, so I have no choice but to approach her myself. So you had no choice but to sit where you were, where you couldn't hear Sayori's conversation with Monica, but now you have no choice but to approach the girl that you're interested in. It seems to me like your no choice has a lot to do with what you actually want rather than what is being imposed upon you. By now, it's a little easier for me to do that. I stand up from my desk and sit in one next to her own. ... I didn't mean to bother you or anything. Relax, you didn't even do anything. But I could tell that you wanted to be alone with your thoughts. Alone with my thoughts? That's not possible, because I don't have any. How were you even able to tell what I was thinking? That I was thinking like that? Well, it's something that I do a lot. So it wasn't hard for me to spot based on your posture and expression. Not that I was staring or anything. I didn't do anything creepy like that. In any case, I guess you were right. I'm sorry if I caused you any concern. Don't apologize. Your troubles are only the concern of those who willingly share in that concern. Of course, there are certainly those who find the most comfort in keeping to themselves. But if you would prefer to share what's on your mind, then I would be glad to listen. It's really not that big of a deal. I was just feeling a bit uneasy about Sayori. Sayori? Yeah, she seems a little off today. But when I asked her about it, she didn't want to admit it to me. So I can't help but wonder if something happened to her. Oh? That's quite romantic. Eh? Sorry. I didn't mean to say something stupid. It's not that. I just didn't want you to misunderstand. Sayori and I have just been friends for a long time, that's all. Ah, I see. Then perhaps it is unusual for her to be dismissive to you about her feelings. Or maybe I'm just reading into it a little too much. Casey, the world is full of meaning, often hidden deep beneath plain sight. And there are many untold mysteries behind every person, no matter how well you may know them.
So you think that there might be something behind it after all?
I think that Sayori is a very complex person. Her mannerisms on the outside don't always match what may be going on inside her head, and she may not always know what she wants. I noticed her strange behavior today too, and I also feel some concern for her. But in your case, it looked like she was fully occupying your thoughts, wasn't she?
Well, I guess that was the case.
Sayori, she really means a lot to you, doesn't she?
I guess. But you don't need to put it that way. We're just good friends, that's all.
Yuri suddenly looks deeply into my eyes. Her expression is gentle and curious, as if she was searching for something.
Embarrassed, I avert my gaze.
Sometimes a person's mysteries are untold, even to themselves. And you, as someone honest and caring, may uncover feelings you weren't aware were in you. That is, I think that she would be a very fortunate person to have you feel that way about her.
Yuri, you're giving me too much credit. I'm a pretty simple guy. Oh, she don't know the half of how simple you are. So I think I'm pretty good at understanding my own feelings. And only my own feelings. I'm not nearly as sophisticated as you.
That's not a compliment, is it?
It is what it is. Anyway, as long as we're here, why don't we do some reading? Yeah. To heck with all these complicated emotional thoughts and constructs. Let's just do something else.
Well, as long as you're okay with it.
Yeah. I should be taking my mind off this whole thing anyway.
Okay, everyone.
After some time passes, Monica calls out to the club room. Why don't we share our poems now? Before I know it, everything is back to normal. I find that unlikely. Everyone goes to retrieve their poems, and I do the same. I make eye contact with Monica, and she smiles at me. I wonder what she was talking about with Sayori. Who should I show my poem to first? Well, it doesn't matter. I've got something in it for each of the three that are on the notebook. Monica's desires we don't really know much about, but let's start with Sayori.
This is your best one so far. It's really, really nice, Casey.
Thanks. Sayori, you've been a little quiet today. Is everything all right?
Of course. Everything is fine. Maybe I'm just a little tired today.
Do you want a nap or something?
Like a little baby?
No, that's silly. Don't worry about me, okay? I only want to see smiles on your face.
Well, all right. If you say so, it can all be about me.
Hey, Casey. I'm still a little surprised. I really thought you would try writing your poems like the way Yuri does. Or even Natsuki. But in the end...
Yeah. I guess you're the one who likes this one the most.
Why? You don't want to get closer with everyone else?
Wait. Of course I do. But that doesn't mean I need to try so hard to impress them.
I still understand you the most, Sayori. I know you have to sometimes put up with me. And I have to sometimes put up with you. Oh, again, super smooth, Casey. But we have a wavelength or something. And this is how the poem came out. Sometimes it feels like you're the only exciting thing in my life. Well, that's a nice thing to say. So sometimes it's just easier to write when thinking about you. All right, you're redeeming yourself a little bit there, buddy. Sayori.
No. Casey, I don't deserve this. You're too nice to me. Why are you doing this?
Sayori has trouble keeping her voice steady all of a sudden.
If you had fun with everyone else instead, this would be so much easier.
Sayori. I glance around the room to make sure nobody has noticed this. Sayori. I've probably never said this before, but I don't understand what you're feeling right now. Tell me what will cheer you up. Sayori shakes her head. She sniffles and keeps shaking her head. Finally, she gathers herself and puts on a smile.
It's nothing, Casey. It's just a little rain cloud. I'm sorry you had to see that. Haha. I promise it won't happen again. Just smiles from everyone, okay? That's all that matters. Go play with everyone else. I'm gonna go home a little bit early today.
Sayori.
Tell Monica I wasn't feeling well, okay? I'll see you tomorrow.
Before I can say anything else, Sayori cheerfully walks out of the classroom humming to herself. Really? Cheerfully? You're buying that. Yeah. Cheerful people always bail. Alright, well, that was horrible. Let's go ahead and go with Natsuki next. LSP, you're up! This one's alright. Alright? Well, yeah. About as good as yesterday's, anyway. I see what you're going for, but it's just not really my style. I mean, that's fine. I'm mostly just glad that you're trying a little bit. Well, of course I'm at least trying. Why are you so emotionally invested in my poems, anyway? Isn't that more of a compliment to me? Oh yeah, there you go. She's triggered. No, gross. It's not like I care. It's just that one of us in this club has to make sure you're not slacking off. Really? Well, what if you ended up just scaring me away? Yeah! That's, it's not like you would actually do that. Yeah, you're right. You're not gonna scare me away, you pipsqueak. It's kind of fun to hang out here, even if I have to put up with you. Natsuki's elbow connects with my stomach. The elbow's connected to the stomach bone. Sorry. Oh, maybe I won't mind scaring you away after all. I was just joking. Oh, I know. Don't worry, I was too. How the hell do you call that a joke? Seriously. That seriously hurt. Well, maybe it was funny to her. I guess that's kind of the point. I should really just watch my mouth around Natsuki. Anyway, Natsuki holds her poem out to me like nothing even happened. I'll be your beach. Okay. Your mind is so full of troubles and fears that diminished your wonder over the years. But today I have a special place, a beach for us to go. A shore reaching beyond your sight, a sea that sparkles with brilliant light, The walls in your mind will melt away before the sunny glow. I'll be the beach that washes your worries away. I'll be the beach that you daydream about each day. I'll be the beach that makes your heart leap in a way you thought had left you long ago. Let's bury your heavy thoughts in a pile of sand. Bathe in sunbeams and hold my hand. Wash your insecurities in the salty sea and let me see you shine. Let's leave your memories in a footprint trail. Set you free in my windy sail, and remember the reasons you're wonderful when you press your lips to mine. I'll be the beach that washes your worries away. I'll be the beach that you daydream about each day. I'll be the beach that makes your heart leap in a way you thought had left you long ago. But if you let me by your side, your own beach, your own escape, you'll learn to love yourself again. Well, I'll give you this. It's a whole lot better than her first one. Like, a lot. So, well done. Well done, Natsuki. Yeah. You shouldn't tell her well done, because she's just gonna, head swell kind of deal. I felt like I kept writing about negative things, so I wanted to write something with a nice message for once. Besides, the beach is awesome. Kind of hard to write anything negative about the beach. So you decided to write about the beach first and then came up with the message later? Yeah, well, it's only because of what happened yesterday. I mean, after Yuri and I realized we kind of wrote about the same thing, she wanted to pick a topic and have us both write about it or whatever. Ugh, you can really see her doing that too. Making us write about a simple topic, then trying to impress me by coming up with something all fancy. Well, it's not like I care. I just did it anyway. I mean, I guess mine ended up being kind of metaphorical too. But there's nothing wrong with doing that once in a while. At the very least, it was good practice. Alright. Alright. Well, let's hit Yuri next. Now, before, we kind of focused on Yuri, so I don't know how she's going to react to this one. Only, a third of the words were in her favor. Well, apparently she's okay with it. Well done, Casey. You've definitely improved your writing over the course of these few days. Has my advice been helpful to you? Yeah, definitely. I'm glad. Sharing our writing like this, it's a lot more fun and rewarding than I anticipated. I need to remember to thank Monica. I think we all felt a little awkward at first, but now it seems like everyone is enjoying sharing their writing and seeing what others think. I guess I can't really disagree. I was afraid this whole thing would be a chore. But it's a great way for me to spend some personal time with all the girls in the club. But it's been fun getting to know everyone and their writing. And I guess doing some writing myself. Well, have you learned anything about yourself, Casey? Huh? Well, how I like to say that writing is a very personal way to get in touch with yourself. In the end, it doesn't matter if you're a good writer or a bad writer. And even my opinions are just opinions, As always, I believe what's most important is exploring and discovering yourself. That's comforting. I'm kind of afraid of disappointing you in some way or another. Huh? Why me? Well, you're always sophisticated with your writing and have the most advice to share. Is that so? Yuri thinks for a good minute. That must be terrible. Huh? For me to have become someone whose opinion is fearsome. How unlikable of me. Yuri, it's not as bad as you're making it sound in your head. I just meant that I respect your opinion. I see. I'm sorry that I always overthink and come to those sorts of conclusions. I'm just a little too used to it. Overthinking?
Being disliked.
Yuri.
What am I saying? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring that up. Let's move on.
All right. Do you want to share your poem now?
Okay. Here.
Beach. A marvel millions of years in the making, where the womb of Earth chaotically meets the surface, under a clear blue sky, an expanse of bliss, but beneath gray rolling clouds, an endless enigma. The easiest world to get lost in is one where everything can be found. One can only build a sandcastle where the sand is wet, but where the sand is wet, the tide comes. Will it gently lick at your foundations until you give in? Or will a sudden wave send you crashing down in the blink of an eye? Either way, the outcome is the same, yet we still build sandcastles. I stand where the foam wraps around my ankles, where my toes squish into the sand. The salty air is therapeutic. The breeze is gentle, yet powerful. I sink my toes into the ultimate boundary line, tempted by the foamy tendrils. Turn back, and I abandon my peace to erode at the shore. Drift forward, and I return to earth forevermore. Okay, well, it's, I think probably Yuri is not comfortable at the beach. She might have written this without ever actually having gone to one. But on the plus side, I'm not afraid that she's stabbing a raccoon. So, that's good.
I'm aware that the beach is kind of an inane thing to write about. No, it isn't. It isn't. But I did my best to take a metaphorical approach to it.
Well, that's your choice. You can do what you want.
Yeah, Natsuki already told me about it.
She did? She didn't say anything weird, did she? She just wanted us to write about the same topic again. I suppose to better compare the differences in our writing styles or thought processes. Anyway, it was her idea. Knowing her, it's no surprise that she'd want to do something like that. She probably just wants to show off. It's not like I have a particular interest in her writing style. I just went with her request. But, well, I suppose it's not so bad to write about something simple on occasion. It can be refreshing, you know? It's good for me to calm my thoughts once in a while. Yeah, well, sure.
Yeah, I think I agree. Thanks for sharing. And finally, Monica.
Hi, Casey.
Have you thought about what you want to submit to perform at the festival? Well, being in this club is one thing, but performing in front of a bunch of people, I'll have to give it some more thought.
Okay, no pressure. But whatever you do, I'm sure it'll turn out great. It would also make me happy to see. Haha. Anyway, let's take a look at today's poem.
Sure. I let Monica take the poem I'm holding in my hands.
It's pretty good. It makes me think of Sayori, like the other one that you wrote. You two are like the dynamic duo.
That's kind of exaggerating it.
Yeah, probably.
But you do spend a lot of time with her, even in this club, don't you?
Then again, I don't blame you for being a little shy.
I'm not shy, it's just...
I'm just teasing. I know it takes a bit of time to make friends with everyone. But Yuri and Natsuki are super interesting people, so don't be afraid to give them their share of time. I have. And you can talk to me every now and then, too. I'm not like
unapproachable or anything, am I?
No, it's nothing like that. It's not like when you were first introduced in this story, I
Phrased you as being someone out of my league.
I'm just still getting used to being here, that's all. In a room, with desks.
Yeah. I'm sorry if I was putting pressure on you. I'm sorry if I was putting pressure on you or something. I really didn't mean it like that.
Nah, don't worry. I get what you're saying.
Well, all right. Anyway, I'll share my poem with you now, all right?
Alright.
What would you think was going to happen? The Lady Who Knows Everything. An old tale tells of a lady who wanders Earth. The Lady Who Knows Everything. A beautiful lady who has found every answer, all meaning, all purpose, and all that was ever sought. And here I am, a feather, lost adrift of the sky, victim of the currents of the wind. Day after day I search. I search with little hope, knowing legends don't exist. But when all else has failed me, when all others have turned away, the legend is all that remains, the last dim star glimmering in the twilit sky. Until one day, the wind ceases to blow. I fall. And I fall and fall and fall even more, gentle as a feather, a dry quill, expressionless. But a hand catches me between the thumb and forefinger, the hand of a beautiful lady. I look at her eyes and find no end to her gaze. The lady who knows everything knows what I am thinking. Before I can speak, she responds in a hollow voice. I have found every answer, all of which amount to nothing. There is no meaning, there is no purpose, and we seek only the impossible. I am not your legend. Your legend does not exist. And with a breath, she blows me back afloat, and I pick up a gust of wind.
Okay. That's pretty good.
It feels incomplete to me, but it's good. You know, I feel like learning and looking for answers are the sorts of things that give life meaning. Not to get too philosophical or anything, but it was kind of on my mind, so that's what I wrote about.
I see. I never really put much thought into it.
In a way, it's almost paradoxical. Because if we had all the answers, wouldn't the world start to lose its meaning?
There's one thing I noticed. It seems like everyone in the club prefers writing about things that are more sad than happy.
Ha! Are you surprised? I mean, if everything was okay, we wouldn't really have anything to write about, would we? Humans aren't two-dimensional creatures. I think you'd know that better than anyone.
There she goes again.
Humans aren't two-dimensional creatures, and I think you'd know that better than anyone, not like me who is a computer program. Mark my words, self-aware computer program.
You mean one-dimensional?
Yeah, that. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. I do like the fact that she does her own outro. Are you ever too shy to share your writing because you're afraid it's not that good? It can be really disheartening to get a lukewarm response to something you put so much into. It's true. But if you find other people who enjoy writing, then sharing becomes a lot easier.
That's true.
Because nobody understands that feeling like someone else who has experienced it. Because instead of just telling you that your writing is good or okay or bad, they'll want to focus more on everything that went into it and the things you can work on. It's much more encouraging that way, and it will make you want to continue improving. It's almost like having your own little literature club, don't you think? That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Okay, you three. We're all done sharing poems, right? Why don't we start figuring out... Hold on a second. Is it just me, or did you say something strange just now? Hey? Something did sound a bit unusual. Wait. I'm sorry, I messed that up. That's right. You deviated from your usual catchphrase when addressing the club. Right, because she said you three, because Sayori's not here. Catchphrase? I don't have a catchphrase. Jeez. Why is the mood so weird today? Look, even Yuri isn't immune to it. Stagnating air is common foreshadowing that something terrible is about to happen.
In your books, maybe. Look, the only thing different is that Sayori isn't here.
Ah, it seems you're right. Sayori always helps lighten the mood a little bit, doesn't she? It's almost like everyone's balance is thrown off a little when she's not around. Where the heck did she run off to anyway? I thought she just went to pee. Natsuki, please show some decency. Oh, come on! She actually wasn't feeling too well and went home early. Is that so? I hope she's alright. Seriously? Of all the times to not go home with her, you pick the time she's not feeling well? So much for you two being all lovey-dovey. No! First of all, stop misunderstanding my friendship with Sayori. And second, she's kind of been avoiding me today, so I didn't want to force it. Who? Who?
Let's ask Mr. Owl.
That curious expression coming from Yuri of all people? Calm down, guys. I talked to her earlier and everything is fine.
What did she say?
Anyway, we need to figure out the rest of the festival preparations, so let's decide what everyone will be doing this weekend.
I already know what I'm doing.
That's right. Natsuki will be making cupcakes. But we might need a lot of them and different flavors. Can you handle that all by yourself, Natsuki? Challenge accepted. And as for myself, I'm going to be printing and assembling all the poetry pamphlets. Sayori will be helping me design them. And as for Yuri, you can... Guys, can you help me come up with something for Yuri? I'm useless. No, that's not it at all. You're the most talented person here, you know? Now Natsuki's pouting too?
Jeez, even I can tell now. I guess I never gave Sayori enough credit, but I can tell things are even harder on you when she's not around.
That may be the case. But if I can't also be a leader on my own, then I won't grow as a person. So, Yuri, you have beautiful handwriting, you know? Handwriting? Okay. No, that's fine. That's fine. I'm sure an intellectual is going to be assuaged not by a positive reflection of what they have been writing, but on their penmanship. Yeah. So you should make some banners and decorations to help set the atmosphere. Atmosphere? About that, I love atmosphere. Her expression suddenly changes as she stares at her desk in focus and starts nodding to herself. Your mind is already racing, I see. That's great. You'll be a wonderful help, Yuri. But anyway, that just leaves you, Casey. The one who is truly useless. A flash of insight from Casey, an epiphany from the heavens. Don't say that. In fact, both Natsuki and Yuri have some pretty heavy tasks to handle. It would probably go a long way to give one of them a hand. You could always help me out as well. I would be really appreciative of that. Is Monica suggesting I spend the weekend with one of my club members? Well, she's not suggesting you stay overnight, you weirdo. How on earth are they going to respond to a suggestion like that? Dramatically, if I were going to guess? I suppose I wouldn't mind a bit of help. Well, even if you don't know how to bake, there's always some dirty work I could give to you. Oh, how appealing. It's not like Monica's going to give me a choice, and you shouldn't be sitting on your butt anyway. Natsuki tries to mumble a bunch of excuses like that. If I recall, Natsuki, you mentioned that you would like to handle the baking on your own. Casey may not like to be around if you only make him out to be a nuisance.
She's got a point. She's got you there, LSP.
So therefore, he may be more suited to assisting with the decorations. Hold on, I never said that.
Actually, you did.
How hard could it be to make a few decorations anyway? Sounds more like you're just making excuses for Casey to... What are you saying? It will be extremely meticulous work. And baking isn't? Just what do you think? Guys, let's settle down for a moment. In the end, I think it's up to Casey to decide how he'd like to contribute. Besides, he hasn't really gotten a chance to spend any time with me yet, you know? And she's doing the pose again. So I'm sure he's interested in... You literally just said... I'm surprised as well. Sorry. I was just saying, though. Jeez. Can we just settle this already? Yeah. Casey, you're okay with this, right? In the end, it's up to you.
Of course.
Very well. In that case... Everyone looks straight at me.
Oh, good. I'm sure Casey will handle this momentous decision responsibly. Of course, I'm going to go with... Well, let's see. Let us see. Well, let's see what happens if we try to go with Monica. Well, I guess I should probably be helping Monica.
Yay, you picked me. Hold on one second. Yeah. Monica, you're the one who needs the least help out of all of us. But I agree with Natsuki. Not only is your work already most suitable for one person, but you already have Sayori as well. But Casey was the one who... That doesn't matter. You were the one who scared him into picking you in the first place. You're the club president, Monica.
You're supposed to make responsible decisions for the club. Monica, you shouldn't let any ulterior motives interfere with this decision.
Wait, she had ulterior motives? What?
Ulterior motives? What are you saying, Yuri? In fact, it sounds like you guys are the ones with ulterior motives.
Excuse me?
Otherwise, this wouldn't have been made into such a big deal in the first place. That's completely false, Monica.
Yeah. We have a lot of work to do, you know. We won't do as good of a job if you make us work alone.
Maybe that's true. Think of the club, Monica. If we want our event to succeed, then we need to appropriately distribute our resources.
So are you going to do the right thing, President?
Okay. I get it. It's technically most logical for Casey to help one of you two. So, I guess that's what we'll do. Do you have a preference, Casey?
Well, Sayori's still on the list. She's supposed to be helping Monica, but let's go ahead and choose that anyway. I mean, if it's going to be anyone, then I prefer helping Sayori. I mean, we're already neighbors, and...
But Monica said
that Sayori was helping her. Jeez. Do you really hate us that much? No!
Excuse me. Sorry, I didn't mean for this to be difficult. Just think of the club, okay?
Well, Natsuki said she could find some dirty work for me to do, so no thank you. I'm going to go with Yuri. Well, I'll probably be the most useful helping out Yuri.
Me?
Are you serious? Why would you...
Natsuki? I can already tell you're about to say something mean.
No. I was just saying... Ugh.
So, you'll be helping Yuri then, Casey?
Yeah. That's what I'm going to do.
I'm glad. I have a bad habit of overthinking these sorts of things. So I think your assistance will be very useful because,
you know, there's no chance in heck that you're going to overthink anything because you're a moron!
That's great to hear.
Natsuki, will you be able to handle the baking yourself? I mean, yeah. I already said I would be fine.
Okay.
Everyone can tell that Natsuki is feeling a little sour. So, is that everything we needed to go over?
Yeah, that should be about it. Are you guys excited?
Yeah, just go ahead and, flick the tiger in the face.
Well, excited may not be the right word, but I suppose I'm looking forward to it a little bit.
Do you feel the same way, Casey? Oh, excuse me. Saw Casey. Red Casey.
Do you feel the same way, Casey?
Me? I guess you could say that I'm interested to see how it'll turn out.
That's good enough for me. What about you, Natsuki? Natsuki?
What? Why is everyone yelling at me? I didn't even do anything.
No, that's not what I meant at all. Yuri anxiously glances between everyone in the room. I'm sorry for this. I don't really know why Casey picked me. And also, your cupcakes are the best kept cupcakes I've ever had. They go really well with my tea. And nothing that I do for the event will compare to that, so...
I get it. I'm kind of surprised, though.
Why?
Well, I'm the one acting immature. I already know that. But you're trying to cheer me up all of a sudden.
I know I'm not very good at it. I'm sorry if I said something bad.
Natsuki isn't the only one surprised. Monica and I are also taken aback by Yuri's words. When she already has trouble with words, Trying to cheer someone up must be far out of her own comfort zone. But I begin to understand. Yuri was trying to sound like Sayori. Even if it didn't work perfectly, I can tell that she tried to say something Sayori would say at a time like this. Because Sayori always helps everyone smile and feel good about themselves. No, I kind of appreciated it. I'm sorry for making a big deal out of nothing. But I'm going to say this. You better bet that my cupcakes are going to be the best part of the whole event. I believe you. Yeah. I hope to see everyone do their best. But with that, there's nothing more for today. So I guess it's time for us to head out. Alright, let's get out of here then. Everyone packs up their things. I start to follow Monika and Natsuki out the door as they chat between each other. Huh? I turn around. Sorry. I realize that I don't have any way of contacting you this weekend. Oh, you're right. I can't believe that slipped my mind. Should I give you my phone number? I think that would be the best way, yes. All right then. Yuri and I exchange phone numbers. Okay. Then I'll be stopping by your house on Sunday. Eh? My house? Is that a problem? No, not at all. I just thought that I would be the one going to your house since I'm the one helping you. Ah, I suppose that makes sense. But if you don't mind, I think I would prefer going to your house. All right. In that case, it won't be a problem. I decide not to press Yuri for a reason. It's not like it should matter much either way, so I'll just need to make sure my room is clean. I hope I managed to make myself useful in some way. I'm not nearly as creative as you are. Computer keeps going to sleep on the other side. Oop. Don't underestimate yourself, Casey. I think that we'll make a very productive team. Even if you only chose me because you felt bad or something. Wait, you don't actually think that, do you? I don't know. It's difficult to come up with any other reason you may have chosen me. You're forgetting the one reason with the most common sense. I chose to help you because that's what I want to do. But... Yuri thinks to herself with an extremely tense expression. Yuri, you're overthinking this. You wanted me to point out when you're overthinking, right? You're doing it right now. I didn't realize. I'm telling you, I want to. That's all there is to it. Do you believe me? Yuri thinks really hard again. She looks straight into my eyes for a long while. I believe you. As if it took her tremendous effort, Yuri finally says that and relaxes her expression. And I'm really looking forward to Sunday. Yeah, I am too. After that exchange, I make my way out the door and Yuri follows. I can't believe this! Yuri is going to be coming to my house on Sunday? Even though I would have preferred to do this with Sayori, my anxiety still shoots through the roof. I guess I've gotten pretty used to handling her at this point. But who knows what might end up happening when we're outside of school. She even told me she was looking forward to it. I shake my head. Why do I feel nervous that Sayori finds out about this? It's not like we feel that way about each other. Besides, like Monika said, this is about the club. Yeah, sure it is. I have nothing to worry about. If I just go with it, then I'll have a good time. It's already Sunday. I've been getting increasingly anxious about Yuri's upcoming visit. I keep telling myself there's no reason to be nervous, but it doesn't help much. Yuri is clearly an introvert and also an intimate person in general. There's no doubt that she'll open up a little bit when it's just the two of us. Meanwhile, we've even been texting occasionally. She was extremely apprehensive at first, but it wasn't long before I was already learning more about her. But putting Yuri aside, I haven't heard a thing from Sayori since she left club early the other day. It's not like we text each other all the time or anything, but I've been worried about her in the back of my mind. Between what Sayori said and what Monica said, is it really okay for me to put Sayori's feelings aside when she might need me? I decide to visit Sayori before Yuri comes over. Rather than asking, I simply tell her I'm coming over, much like we've done in the past. Once I reach Sayori's house, I knock on the door before entering it myself. Again, we used to play so often that we've made it a habit of simply entering each other's houses like we were family. The house is quiet. Sayori isn't anywhere on the first floor, so I assume she's up in her room. It's already strange of her not to run down and greet me. I head up to her bedroom, where I finally find her. Sayori?
Hi, Casey.
I sit down in her room. Sayori forces a smile, but it's easy to tell that she's different. There's a minute of silence between us.
You haven't come over like this in a long time, have you?
I guess you're right. It has been a long time. Not much has really changed, has it? Sayori's room is as messy as it's always been. I also recognize the same stuffed animals and wall decorations that she's had for years now. The only wall decoration I see is a calendar that looks somewhat used. That's literally the only wall decoration. Alright, never mind.
Hey, if you came over more often, it wouldn't be such a mess.
That's because I end up cleaning it for you.
How come you suddenly wanted to come over today? Aren't you supposed to see Yuri today?
Yeah, but... Wait, how did you know that? Sayori had already left by the time we decided that last meeting.
Monica told me. It's only natural for her to keep me informed about the festival preparations, right?
That's true. But what about you? Aren't you going to be helping Monica today?
Of course. But I'm just helping her online. We didn't plan to meet up or anything.
Ah, so it's just me and Yuri then.
Yep.
There's more silence between us. Sayori stares in a random direction. Everything about her behavior is really uncharacteristic. I finally get to the point. I just wanted to see how you were doing. After you left on Friday. When something's wrong, you can't hide it from me. I know you too well. So, Sayori smiles, shaking her head.
That's no good, Casey.
Yeah?
Why can't it just be like it's always been? This is all my fault. If I didn't get so weak and accidentally express my feelings, if I didn't make that stupid mistake, then you wouldn't have been worried about me at all. You wouldn't have come here. You wouldn't have even been thinking about me right now. But this is just my punishment, isn't it? I'm getting punished for being so selfish. I think that's why the world decided to have you come over today. It just wants to torture me.
Sayori! I grab Sayori by the shoulders. What on earth are you saying? Are you listening to yourself right now? I know something happened to you. There's no other explanation for you to be like this. So tell me already. Until I know, I won't be able to stop thinking about it. Sayori gives me an empty smile.
You really put me in a trap, Casey. But you're wrong. Nothing happened to me. I've always been like this. You're just seeing it for the first time.
Seeing what? What are you talking about, Sayori?
You're really just going to make me say it, aren't you, Casey? I guess I have no choice this time. The thing is, I've had really bad depression my whole life. Did you know that? Why do you think I'm late to school every day? Because most days, I can't even find a reason to get out of bed. What reason is there to do anything when I fully know how worthless I am? Why go to school? Why eat? Why make friends? Why make other people put their energy and caring to waste by having them spend it on me? That's what it feels like. And that's why I just want to make everyone happy, without anyone worrying about me.
I'm in shock. I can't even figure out how to respond. How is it possible that Sayori kept this from me the entire time that I've known her?
'Cause you're an idiot.
Did she really want so badly for me just not think about her? Why, Sayori? Why is it that you've never told me about this? It almost feels like I've been betrayed as your close friend. Oh, that's good. Dump that on her, too. Swing and a miss! Because if I knew, I would have done everything I could to support you. Even if there's only so much that I could do, I would have tried a little bit harder to make every day a little better for you. That's why I'm your friend. All you had to do was tell me.
You don't understand at all, Casey. Why do you think I didn't tell you? Because if I told you, then you would have to waste effort caring about me instead of doing important things. I don't want to be cared about. It's bittersweet when people try to care about me. It feels nice sometimes, but it also feels like a bat being swung against my head. That's why I wanted so badly for you to make friends with everyone else. Helping everyone be happy together is the best thing for me. But then I discovered something else too. Seeing you make friends and get closer with everyone in the club, it feels like a spear going through my heart. So that's why. That's why I decided the world just wants to torture me. Every path leads to nothing but hurt.
You're right that I don't understand. I don't understand your feelings at all, Sayori. But I don't need to understand. Whatever it takes for me to help you stop hurting, that's what I'll do.
No, Casey. There's nothing. Nothing at all. The only thing that could have helped is if everything could be like it always was. But I was selfish. I finally showed you what a horrible person I am.
Tears streaked down Sayori's face.
I made you join the literature club because I was selfish. And I was punished by my heart hurting in a way that I couldn't understand. And now you came here and I made you hurt too. I'm just weak and selfish. That's all I am. And that's why I'm going to accept these punishments. Because I deserve every last one.
Without thinking, I once again grab Sayori's shoulders. This time, I pull her into a tight embrace.
Casey.
Sayori, I don't care if you feel selfish. I'm really happy that you convinced me to join the club. Seeing you every day makes it worthwhile enough. If I make friends with everyone else, then that's just a bonus. But please, never underestimate how much I care about you. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Casey.
Sayori isn't hugging me back. Despite my arms being wrapped around her, Sayori's arms remain at her sides. She starts sobbing next to my ear.
No. Don't do this to me. Please don't do this. Casey.
Sayori barely manages to speak between her sobs. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing, but all I want is for her to know that I care. If you have it in you to call yourself selfish, then you have to let me be selfish too. No matter what it takes, I'll figure out what needs to change. I'll make these feelings go away. And if there's anything that you need me to do, then you'd better tell me. I'll get mad if you don't.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Gently, Sayori finally puts her arms around me in return.
I don't know anything. It's all really scary. I don't understand any of my feelings, Casey. The only time I'm not feeling nothing is when I'm feeling pain. But your hugs are so warm. And that's really scary too.
Sayori lets me go. As she does so, I let her go as well. The festival is tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun, right?
Yeah.
How would you like for me to spend it all with you? It's what I want. I promise.
I think that would be nice then.
Yeah. Sayori wipes her eyes. If I could spend the whole day here, I would. Of all days, this has to be the one where I have other plans. Maybe I should cancel.
No, don't. Please don't. If you did that, then I really wouldn't forgive you.
But it's almost time for Yuri to meet me at my house. At the very least, do you want to come along and help out? It would be fun. To my surprise, Sayori shakes her head.
I'm sorry. I don't know if that would be very good for me today. You understand, right?
It's kind of hard for me to fully understand, but I'm trying my hardest.
It's okay. Don't worry too much about it. I'll see you tomorrow, okay?
All right. I look forward to it. I say goodbye to Sayori and exit her house. On the way home, I find myself still feeling uneasy. But it's hard for me to keep thinking about it when Yuri is about to come over too. I think Sayori is right. I shouldn't be worrying too much, and we're definitely going to have a great time tomorrow. I remain unconvinced. That's the correct course. This is kind of a huge revelation that Sayori has dumped on you, and even if you're my friend, you, viewer, you're my friend, and I find out that you're having feelings like this, that everything that you feel is either nothing or pain, I'm not going to leave you. I'm not going anywhere. I don't care what the plans are. Everything else has to wait. We need to get you help. We need to have you talk to somebody. Because clearly, as Casey, am an idiot. And I don't have what's needed to help you. And this is no joke. You have suffered in silence for too long. First thing you need to know is you're not alone. I'm not going to abandon you. I don't care what the plans are. The festival can go jump in a lake. You are the most important thing. The fact that Casey doesn't do that right now, well, it's reprehensible. She's your friend. The festival's not more important. Screw the festival. Okay? There's no excuse for that, except the obvious one. Casey's doing what he wants. Again, because it's what he wants. He's putting himself first and his friend second or third or fourth or fifth or who knows, maybe last. I should just focus on what's ahead of me. As I approach my house, I see something that makes me feel a moment of panic. Yuri?
Thank goodness.
You're a little early. I'm sorry I wasn't home yet. Were you waiting a long time?
No, I just got here. But I started to get really nervous when nobody answered the doorbell.
You always could have texted me. If I had known, I would have reassured you and hurried more on my way home.
I suppose that's true. I didn't think of that for some reason.
It should be common sense to do that, but I decide to ignore it. Anyway, let's go inside. I see you brought a lot of stuff with you.
That's right. And did you manage to find everything I asked you to buy as well?
Yeah, pretty much. At least, I hope I got everything right.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
I take Yuri to my room. The first thing she does is glance around curiously, which makes me feel anxious.
It's so clean.
I cleaned it before you came over, so...
That's very considerate of you to do.
No. It would be I would be really embarrassed for my room to be a mess while you were here.
Well, I do enjoy cleaning. I would have gladly helped you clean.
That would be even more embarrassing. Wait, don't look in there! I snatched Yuri's wrist, which was in the process of opening a desk drawer of mine. We don't want to know. We don't want to know.
I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking for some reason. I was just spacing out.
It's fine, it's fine. I let go of Yuri's wrist. She puts both of her firmly in her lap, as if making sure she's keeping track of them, because, you know, they wander all over the place on their own. So, should we get started?
Yes. I have a few things planned that you can help with. Decorations and other atmospheric enhancements.
Atmospheric enhancements?
You know, mood lighting, aromatherapy candles.
Oh, wow. I didn't know you planned on taking it that far. Yeah, me neither.
Of course. I want to help take our guests to a faraway place. Load them in the wheelbarrow and dump them in the ravine. I mean, although many will stop by just out of curiosity, and for cupcakes, I guess, I'm determined to provide an experience that will leave them wanting more.
That's great. It's easy to forget that you're a pretty intense person.
Intense?
I guess that's the best way to put it.
Is that a bad thing?
No, not at all. It's something that I like about you, actually.
Is that so? That makes me feel relieved. And kind of happy.
Yeah, no need to be so anxious. I'm just here putting the moves on this girl while my friend for life is over there crying her eyes out at home.
You're a jerk, Casey.
You can relax a little. Settle down, simmer down, settle back, and just chill out, you know?
Relax. I brought some things for relaxation. I was going to use them during the poetry event.
If you've got funny little cigarettes in there, I'm out. Oh yeah? Like what?
Well, let's see.
Yuri rummages through her bag.
She pulls out a few candles and a wooden cylinder-shaped object. I did some shopping on the way here, so I happen to have these in my bag.
I plan to cover the windows in black paper and use the candles to light the room. I think that would be amazing, don't you?
Yeah, that would be really neat. What's that wooden thing, though?
Oh, this? It's a diffuser for essential oils. How familiar are you with aromatherapy?
Well, I remember this. I don't know if it was like a Far Side cartoon or something, where there was the dog looking at a shelf of candles shaped like dogs' butts. And it said at the bottom, aromatherapy for dogs. So I guess it's about sniffing things. Beyond that, I don't know too much. Not familiar at all.
Ah, is that so? It's one of my favorite It's one of my favorite contributors to a positive atmosphere. Depending on the oils or herbs you choose, you can change the mood of the air itself. You can even feel it permeate through your body.
Okay.
Relaxation, positive energy, romance, reflection. Romance. It's almost like magic.
Well, so it doesn't work then? Is that what you mean? Yuri takes the cylinder and pushes a switch on the bottom. In just a moment, a thin ray of vapor begins to spout through a small hole on the top. Wow, that smells wonderful. What does it smell like? What kind of mood is that one for?
This is a jasmine essential oil.
I see.
It smells a little sweet and flowery, right?
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it.
I chose jasmine for the event because it provides more than relaxation. Jasmine enhances your emotions and helps you feel them flow through your body. You feel warmer and your heart pounds more heavily. Don't you think that will be perfect for sharing our poems?
I don't know. We're having random people from the public coming in, and I'm not sure how much we really want to encourage their emotions to just flow. There's a guy down the block who's a flasher. I don't want his emotions flowing. Just saying. Just point it out, throwing that out there. I want to put the kibosh on certain emotions, certain reactions. It does sound suitable. But you seem to know a lot about this, so I'll trust your opinion with anything.
Yuri smiles gently, clearly enjoying herself. She again reaches into her bag and pulls out several spools of thin ribbon.
What are those for?
Well, did you purchase the origami paper I asked you to get?
Yeah, I have it over here.
We won't be using the paper for folding origami. What I'd like to do is write a different word on each paper. We'll need about 100 of them.
Oh yeah? What will those be used for?
Well, I'm going to cut pieces of ribbon to hang from the doorway of the classroom. Then we can fasten the paper onto the ribbons to create a doorway curtain. Wouldn't that be beautiful? It would also catch the eye of those passing by the room. It may attract some to peek inside.
That's really creative. I had no idea you'd be so good at this, Yuri. I thought you'd be an idiot. It's kind of what he's saying. I thought you'd be useless, but you're actually good.
Smooth. Is that so? Well, I suppose I do get a little intense, as you'd put it. Yuri giggles with red cheeks. Is it just me, or is she more relaxed when it's just the two of us? Or maybe it's the excitement she feels from sharing something that she enjoys. Or maybe it's the jasmine. Here's a marker, Casey. You can write any characters you want.
That's kind of an awkward way to put that. But I guess, in the original Japanese, that might be a normal sentence. Pick any words.
I'll help you once I finish cutting the ribbons.
All right. Sitting on the floor together, the two of us get to work.
I carefully draw a different character on each paper, doing my best to manage my bad handwriting. Yuri unravels a long strand of red ribbon to her desired length. Then she reaches into her bag once more and pulls out a pocket knife. Hey, the knife is strangely beautiful. The silver handle has an intricate pattern of waves etched into it. The blade itself is gently tinted blue. That's no ordinary pocket knife. That's no moon. It looks really fancy.
Well,
Embarrassed, Yuri looks away. What is it?
you're gonna think it's weird.
Yuri, whatever it is, I have no reason to judge. To each their own, you know?
If you promise you won't be weirded out.
Yeah, I promise.
All right. The thing is, I'm kind of into knives. They're just so pretty. I can't help it. I don't know what it is. The combination of craftsmanship and feeling of danger, maybe. What am I saying? Please, don't think I'm weird for this. You're laughing at me.
No, I'm not laughing at you. It's just funny how nervous you got about sharing. It's an interesting thing to be into, I guess. But I think it kind of suits you.
Suits me?
Yeah, it's kind of intense. Besides, it's a really cool looking knife. I can't deny that.
It is, isn't it?
Yuri relaxes her expression once again.
Would you like to hold it?
Sure, I'll check it out. Yuri carefully hands me the knife with the handle facing me. I take it and turn it around in my hands. It feels heavy and extremely solid. Where do you even get a knife like this? Curious of its sharpness, I feel the point of the knife with my index finger. And being a clumsy oaf, I immediately lop off my hand. Ow!
Casey! Why did you do that?
I didn't expect it to be that sharp. I barely touched it at all.
It's my fault. I should have warned you. This knife is extremely sharp. It can cut through skin like it's paper. Oh no. A small drop of blood trickles down the side of my finger. Yuri takes my hand and gives the wound a closer look. She stares at it and noticeably fidgets. If you're squeamish, I'll go wash it off now. Without warning, Yuri puts my finger in her mouth and licks the wound. I feel her tongue curl around my finger. Startled, I instinctively pull my hand back. Oh, please forgive me. I wasn't thinking. Yuri lowers her head, her face burning up. Yuri. That's the most embarrassing thing I've ever done. How could I do something like that? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sure, it was a little weird, and it took me by surprise, but I guess she was just trying to help. Right? Yuri, I think you're overreacting a little. She doesn't lift her head. What if she doesn't recover from this for the rest of the afternoon? Well, then you're not going to get a whole lot done, are you? Alright, you know what? This might be a stupid thing to do, but I do it anyway, because... when has that stopped me before? I take Yuri's hand and lick her index finger in return. Casey! Did you really just do that? Now we're even. Yuri just looks at me like I did something wrong.
Ah, I knew that would be a bad idea. If not for the sweet aroma of the jasmine oil, the air would be extremely heavy right now. You think?
You're so weird, Casey.
Yuri giggled shyly. Yuri calling me weird? I have no response to that.
Where do you keep your bandages?
I don't think I need one, actually. It was a tiny cut. Look, it already stopped bleeding.
Because she drank it.
She drank the blood!
I see. That's relieving.
The tension is quickly lifted. We each resume our respective activities. I watch Yuri's knife cut through the ribbon like it's nothing but air.
Or skin, which she says it cuts like paper, which she already knew.
Meanwhile, I continue to make progress on the paper. Yep. After we finish attaching the paper to the ribbons, we lay them all out side by side. It looks better than I expected and will be very effective as a door curtain. It looks great. Good thinking coming up with this, Yuri.
Thanks. It's just something I saw online, really. Are you ready to move on to the next task?
Yeah, let's do it. What do you have in mind?
I'd like to create a banner. That's why I asked for you to buy the paint tablets.
Ah, that's right. One of the items Yuri had asked me to buy was a kit of watercolor paint tablets.
We'll need about 6 cups of water to put each of the tablets in. Do you mind fetching those for us?
Of course not. 6 cups of water coming up. I'll be right back in a minute. I'll be right back, or I'll be back in a minute. Right back in a minute. Too wordy.
Thank you very much. Oh, and just a little bit of water is okay. If you fill the cups too much, it will be too diluted.
6 cups with just a little bit there. Okay. Taking Yuri's advice, I decided to use small plastic bathroom cups rather than full-size glasses. I put them on a plate to catch any paint that drips, and then bring it back into my room. Yuri? He calls out to her like she was not visible, and the only place she could be hiding is in his personal bathroom there, which is, you know.
Yes?
I come in to see Yuri quickly unrolling her sleeve, pulling it back over her arm. Nothing. Your face is a little red. Is it too hot in here or anything?
No, not at all. There's nothing wrong, so let's mix the paint.
Yuri hurriedly dismisses me and takes it upon herself to unwrap the tablets, dropping them into the cups.
So, I thought we would do something simple that would look very nice. I'd like to paint a gradient across the banner, starting with the colors for a sunrise, then daytime, then sunset, and nighttime. Once it dries, I'll write an inspirational quote across the banner. We can hang it on the wall behind the podium at the front of the classroom.
Ah, neat. What are you going to write?
Well, it will be more fun to surprise you.
Yuri smiles at me. If you say so. Oh, that's not a bathroom, that's his closet. Well, that would be even weirder if she was hiding in his closet when he came back with the cups of water. After rolling out the banner, Yuri and I kneel on opposite sides so we don't get in the way of each other. Yuri uses a brush and adds a few dots of different colors across the banner to serve as a color guide when we paint. This kind of reminds me of elementary school. Painting on a banner with watercolors feels a lot like the art class projects we had back then. It's relaxing.
I'm sorry if this feels too childish.
No, I didn't mean that at all. I was having like a wave of nostalgia kind of thing. It was alright, it was cool. It's kind of fun, you know?
Yeah, it is fun. I'm glad you feel that way too.
Yuri stops painting for a moment, thinking to herself. Excuse me.
For me, I don't need to go out and do crazy things to have fun.
In fact, I usually don't even want to. I just like when I can spend time with one other person. Even if it's something simple, like reading, it doesn't even matter if we don't talk much. Just having a friend next to me makes things feel a little bit nicer. I think that's all it takes for me to be happy.
Is that so? Even if Yuri and I are quite different, I can understand where she's coming from. I feel that way about things like anime and games, where simply sharing the experience with someone can make me happy. I think I feel the same way.
Yuri smiles gently. I knew you'd understand. Yuri leans over the banner to grab an unused paintbrush, but I move at the same time, causing my head to bump into hers.
Yeah! Sorry.
Yuri reels back and I quickly lift my hands in surprise. Are you hurt? No, I'm not hurt. It just startled me, that's all. Sorry, I should have asked you to get it for me.
It's not your fault.
Your face. There are droplets of paint on Yuri's face and neck. Is there something on my face?
Yeah, I accidentally got paint on you. Sorry, it's totally my fault. I'll get a towel right away.
I rush out and fetch a small towel, then I dampen it with hot water. I return to my room and kneel back down in front of her.
Is it just me or does she look like drugged? You know what she looks like?
She looks like a bedraggled kitten that has been cold for a very long time and suddenly a warm cloth is pushed up against them and they're just ready to just embrace it completely. Oh, that's nice.
Here.
I pat down Yuri's face and neck with the towel.
Is something wrong?
It's hot. I just didn't expect it.
Sorry.
I didn't want to use cold water. Having finished, I start to retract my hand, but Yuri suddenly holds my wrist. Wait. Eh? Just for a little longer. It feels really nice. I keep my hand still against Yuri's neck. She looks into my eyes. It's an intense expression that I recognize from when she reads her books. Almost as if she's lost in a daze, enveloped by her own thoughts. She breathes gently, half through slightly parted lips. What is happening? Is it the aroma of the jasmine oil giving me this dizzy feeling? Yuri's gentle fingers, wrapped around my wrist, send a tingling sensation through my arm. And suddenly, her face seems to be much closer to mine than it was just a moment ago. Yuri slowly pulls away. Sorry. I've been feeling a little lightheaded today. I didn't mean to space out.
It's fine.
The moment is over as soon as it began.
Really? Alrighty! Yuri picks up her brush again, but her movements seem clumsier, like she's unable to focus. I remain silent, forced to ignore the event that just transpired. La-da-da-da-da! I hesitantly retrieve my own brush and continue following Yuri's example.
And we paint. In my bedroom. And there's no one else in the house.
That should do it! I finish filling the night sky with white dots that
Looks like stars. Actually, that should be that look like stars, because we're white dots. So plural, look, they look, not it looks. Sorry, I'm being a grammar Nazi.
Jawohl, Herr Kommandant! Looking at the banner as a whole, it's very pretty and natural looking.
I think it came out better than I expected. I'm really happy with the results.
Yeah, me too. Are you going to add the lettering now?
Not yet. It needs to dry first.
That's true, but won't that take a while?
Well, perhaps it would be best to leave it here, then have you bring it in the morning. I can do the lettering in the classroom before our event starts. Is that okay?
That's totally fine.
Wonderful. In that case, I don't think there's anything more for us to do here.
Phew!
You people are human, aren't you? Just check. You say that like you're glad it's over.
Right? That a little weird?
Was I wrong to assume that you were at least enjoying yourself a little bit?
It's a fair question, dude. You're on the hot seat. Speak up. No, it's not that. I'm just glad that we managed to get everything done. Yeah.
I see. I am too. I was a little concerned about time. I need to start making dinner soon.
So you don't have any time left? I was secretly hoping we would have extra time after finishing the work.
Well,
Yuri thinks to herself.
I think it would be too irresponsible of me to wait much longer. I'm sorry. I was hoping there would be more time as well.
It's probably my fault. Sorry for being such a slow worker.
No, it's not your fault at all. And the important thing is that we got everything done, right?
Yeah.
So, I shouldn't be disappointed or anything.
Gathering all her things, Yuri seems to look a little downcast. I understand why. It sounded like she rarely gets the opportunity to spend time with friends in a relaxed environment. But that doesn't mean this is the last time it can happen. Once Yuri packs up, I walk her out the front door.
Thank you very much for having me today.
No problem. I'm glad I was able to help. Just let me know if there's anything else you need me to bring tomorrow.
I will. Well then, Yuri fidgets. I guess I'll see you tomorrow.
Wait.
I kind of say that without thinking. About today.
It's fine that we didn't have as much time as we wanted. Because we can do this again. Whenever you want, you can come over or we can go out somewhere. I forgot you don't like going out much. As I stumble over my words, Yuri simply smiles bashfully. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say, so...
You're very thoughtful, Casey. Yuri takes a step closer to me, then briefly squeezes my hand. I kind of like that about you.
Well, how am I supposed to respond to that? I don't know, run screaming down the street?
What do you think you're supposed to say? Use your head! But I don't even get a chance to, as Yuri suddenly pulls back. Sayori?
Huh?
Hi, Casey.
Sayori! Just now, we weren't...
It's okay, Casey. I just stopped by to say hi.
Well, it's nice to see you. I'm sorry, but I'm already on my way to leave.
Really? That's too bad.
I'm sorry. But we'll all be together at the festival tomorrow, so that's fine, right?
Of course.
Sayori beams. Yeah, so I'll see you tomorrow.
Clearly embarrassed, Yuri hurries off. Sayori waves goodbye after her. Sayori, I thought you didn't want to come over today.
Well, I tried staying in my room, but my imagination was being really mean to me. So I had to come here and see it for myself.
See what? What are you talking about?
You know, how much fun you were having with Yuri. And how close you got to her. It makes me really happy that you've made such good friends. That's all that matters to me.
Tears start to fall down Sayori's face.
That's all that matters to me. Why am I feeling this way, Casey? I'm supposed to be happy for you. Why does it feel like my heart is splitting in half? It hurts so much. Everything hurts so much. This would be so much better if I could just disappear.
Sayori, don't say that.
It's true, Casey. If I wasn't here, then you wouldn't have to waste your sympathy on me. You wouldn't have to put up with me being selfish. Monica was right. I should just...
Monica? Monica was right about what? Sayori, what I said before is true. I'm not going to let this continue. Caring about you like this isn't the burden your mind is making it out to be. It's something that makes me happy. It's something that I wouldn't trade for anything else. So even if it takes an entire lifetime, I'm going to be by your side until you don't feel any more pain.
But...
Sayori looks away. I put a hand on her shoulder to reassure her.
I'm scared, Casey. I'm really scared.
What are you scared of, Sayori?
I'm scared that I might like you more than you like me.
Sayori?
It's true, isn't it? I was weak and started to like you too much. I did this to myself. Casey, I like you so much that I want to die. That's how I feel. And...
That's enough, Sayori. I don't want you to hurt anymore. I slide my hand down Sayori's arm and squeeze her hand in my own. Do you remember how I said I always know what's best for you? Do you still believe me? Wordlessly, Sayori nods. Even if you don't understand all of your own feelings, I know what you need the most right now. No, you don't. You don't. You're a kid. You're a high school student. You're a kid, and you don't know what a person in severe mental distress needs. This is not something you try to handle on your own. And that's what I'm going to give to you. Sayori, all right. This seems like a good place to drop a save, don't you think? Clearly, even if Casey weren't an insensitive brick, B-R-I-C-K, he doesn't love Sayori. He's clearly got a thing for Yuri. It feels like you can't... Giving somebody what they seem to need artificially, telling her that you love her to try to rescue her, that's not a solution. Telling her that she will always be your dearest friend could be the truth. I can't even say is the truth because Casey has proven himself to be pretty selfish. But let's assume that he's having a moment of self-discovery and he realizes that she is that important to him, but she's still not who he loves. So you have to tell the truth. But at the same time, this is a very delicate situation. She's clearly deeply depressed, and it seems like Casey has said this is uncharacteristic of her, the way she's been behaving. In a person who has severe depression, this could be a cataclysmic event. So you want to tell the truth. You don't want to lie to her. Because first of all, she has known you all this time. Even if she lets herself believe it temporarily because she wants it, she will eventually stop believing. Either because she learns the truth or she simply believes that the world is out to torture her, and so she will find a way to disbelieve it. So we're going to tell the truth, but in reality, kids, don't try this at home. If you find somebody that feels that strongly, this isn't all you do. You tell the truth, but you also say, we need to go. He should have never gone back to Yuri. That should have all been cast aside. But we're not being given the option of, let's go get you some help. Because you don't know the right things to say. But you have to tell the truth. And this is as close to the truth as I think Casey can handle. Sayori, you will always be my dearest friend. What you need most is for things to be like they've always been. Well, she did say that that's what she wants, but she doesn't necessarily know what she wants. She's just trying to make the problem of these new feelings go away, and that's not that simple. Monica told me the truth. She told me how much happier you seemed after I joined the club. I know you're struggling with some really difficult feelings right now, but please trust me that I know what's best. You don't. And what will... Excuse me. Please trust me that I know what's best and what will make you happy in the end. I promise I'll help get things back to the way they were.
I see.
Sayori forces a smile through an incredibly pained expression.
Is this what it feels like? To get stabbed in the chest? I should write a poem about this.
Sayori.
It's okay. This is just my punishment, remember? For being so selfish. So please don't worry about these stupid feelings. I know you're right. I knew this whole time that there's no happiness down that path. That's why I came here. Just so I could get the answer I needed to hear. And the other thing, you're also right that I just want it to go back to the way it was. I realize that now. You really do know me better than anyone, Casey. I'll trust you with anything. Anything at all. So...
Sayori's smile finally breaks. All of a sudden, she turns around and drops to her knees. Clutching her head with both hands, she screams as loudly as she can. I'm so shocked that I don't know how to react. Sayori looks over her shoulder and flashes me one more weak smile before turning around and running off. Sayori! I'm left helplessly standing in the front of my house. Why am I feeling so horrible about this? There's nothing more that I could have done. The most I can do is support Sayori through her feelings and help her on the path that's right. but I'm having as much trouble understanding Sayori's feelings as she is. Then why did you say you know what's best? Even though I can comfort her, I keep wondering if I should be doing something more or something different. I know these thoughts will continue to plague me until things are back to the way they were. I'm going to give it everything I've got. Sayori will always be my dearest friend, and I'll do whatever it takes to put a smile on her face every day. It's the day of the festival. Of all days, I expected this to be the one where I'd be walking to school with Sayori, but Sayori isn't answering her phone. I considered going to her house to help her wake her up, but decided that's a little too much. Really? In the words of Natsuki, today's the day you pick to back off? Meanwhile, the preparations for the event should be nearly complete. Who cares? The banner Yuri and I painted is dry, and I gently rolled it up to take with me. She sent me a pleasant text reminding me not to forget anything, and I reassured her. Funnily enough, I probably feel the same way as Natsuki about the event. I'm more excited for it to be over so I can spend time with Sayori and Yuri at the festival. But knowing Monica, I'm sure the event will be great too. Casey, you're the first one here. Thanks for being early. That's funny. I thought at least Yuri would be here by now. Monica is placing little booklets on each of the desks in the classroom. They must be the ones that she prepared that has all the poems we're performing. In the end, I found a random poem online that I thought Monica would like and submitted it. So that's the one I'll be performing. I'm surprised you didn't bring Sayori with you. Yeah, she overslept again. That dummy. Really? Okay, that dummy? This is how you treat your friend when they're not around? Again, maybe it's a cultural thing. You know, I know that baka is certainly a common enough word in all the anime that I've seen. And so you try to make light of something so that it distracts attention from it, but this is supposed to be your friend who is in dire straits, and when they're not around, you mock them. Okay, whatever. You'd think that on days this important, she'd try a little harder. Oh my God, you are an ass. I say that, but I suddenly remember what Sayori told me yesterday. 'Cause, you know, I'm a moron. And I suddenly feel awful, knowing it's not nearly that simple for her. I only said it because it's the way I'm used to thinking. Yeah. For how many years have you been treating her like that? Every time she's struggling, you dummy! You stupid head! But maybe I should have gone to wake her up after all? You should take a little responsibility for her, Casey. I mean, especially after your exchange with her yesterday. You kind of left her hanging this morning, you know? Exchange? Monica, you know about that? Of course I do. I'm the club president, after all. But I stammer, embarrassed. Did Sayori really tell her about it that quickly? About how I basically turned down her confession? That makes me really seem like the bad guy here. But I'm the one who knows what's best for her, right? Jeez. You don't know the full story at all, so don't worry. I probably know a lot more than you think. Huh? Monica is being as friendly as usual, but for some reason I felt a chill down my spine after hearing that. Hey, do you want to check out the pamphlets? They came out really nice. Yeah, sure. I grabbed one of the pamphlets laid out on the desks. Oh yeah, they really did. Something like this will definitely help people take the club more seriously. Yeah, I thought so too. I flipped through the pages. Each member's poem is neatly printed on its own page, giving it an almost professional feel. I recognized Natsuki's and Yuri's poems from the ones they performed during our practice. What's this? I flipped to Sayori's poem. It's different from the one she practiced. It's one that I haven't read before. Get out of my head, 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 get out of my head before I do what I know is best for you. Get out of my head before I listen to everything she said to me. Get out of my head before I show you how much I love you. Get out of my head before I finish writing this poem. But a poem is never actually finished. It just stops moving. Ah, crap. What is this? Reading the poem, I get a pit in my stomach. Casey? What's wrong? Nothing. This poem feels completely different from everything else Sayori's written. But more than that, I changed my mind. I'm going to go get Sayori, so... well, all right. Try not to take too long, okay? I quickly leave the classroom. Don't strain yourself. Monica calls that out after me. I quicken my pace. What was I thinking? I should have tried a little bit harder for Sayori. Yeah, you think? It's not a big deal to at least wait for her or help her wake up. Even the simple gesture of walking her to school makes her really happy. Besides, I told her yesterday that things will be the same as they always have been. That's all she needs, and what I want to give her. I reach Sayori's house and knock on the door. I don't expect an answer, since she's not picking up her phone, either. Like yesterday, I open the door and let myself in. Sayori? She really is a heavy sleeper. I swallow. I can't believe I ended up doing this after all. Waking her up in her own house. Isn't that more like something a boyfriend would do? In any case, it just feels right. Outside Sayori's room, I knock on her door. Sayori? Wake up, dummy. Unbelievable. There's no response. I really didn't want to have to enter her room like this. Isn't it kind of a breach of privacy? But she really leaves me no choice. I gently open the door. What the hell? What the hell? Is this a nightmare? It has to be. This isn't real. There's no way this can be real. Sayori wouldn't do this. Everything was normal up until a few days ago. That's why I can't believe what my eyes are showing me. I suppressed the urge to vomit. Just yesterday, I told Sayori I would be there for her. I told her I know what's best, and that everything will be okay. And why? Why would she do this? How could I be so helpless? What did I do wrong? Turning down her confession. That has to have been what pushed her over the edge. Her agonized scream still echoes in my ears. Why did I do that to her when she needed me the most? Why was I so selfish? This is my fault. My swarming thoughts keep telling me everything I could have done to prevent this. If I just spent more time with her, walked her to school, and gave her what I know she wanted out of our relationship, then I could have prevented this. I know I could have prevented this. Screw the literature club. Screw the festival. I just lost my best friend. Someone I grew up with. She's gone forever now. Nothing I do can bring her back. This isn't some game where I can reset and try something different. I had only one chance, and I wasn't careful enough. And now I'll carry this guilt with me until I die. Nothing in my life is worth more than hers. But I still couldn't do what she needed from me. And now, I can never take it back. Never. 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 Yeah, what the heck? Why is Sayori's picture covered with blocks of Monica's picture? Maybe I should have lied to her? Maybe I should have just told her I loved her? Maybe that would have prevented this? All right, well, let's go back to our save. I'm just not convinced that lying would have fixed it. But what? I mean, what the heck is this? Or you know what? Wait, I can't save here. I mean, I don't necessarily want to save here, do I? What? I mean, what is this? Whoa. The game seems a little bit broken. I see an annoying girl running toward me from... So this is like starting over? Waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. Alright, so that girl is... Alright, it was supposed to be Sayori, but it's all garbled now. My neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, blah, blah, blah. But if she's going to chase after me, I I just sigh and let blah catch up to me. Whoa. Okay. It's an ordinary school day like any other. Mornings are usually the worst, being surrounded by couples and friend groups walking to school together. Meanwhile, I've always walked to school alone. Okay, so we've erased Sayori from existence? Okay, we should probably go back and try to change things. My save games are gone. Okay. So, all right, well, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and save a game in one of these new slots. In fact, let's go to a completely different page and put one down there. And we're going to go ahead and call this a part. I know it's been an extraordinarily long part, but I was intent on getting to the part of the game that's supposed to be the psychological horror, and I think we've arrived, ladies and gentlemen. So until next time, this has been Jim at the Mid-Nite Drive-Thru saying thank you and drive through. And thanks for watching. Normally I laugh as part of my outro, but I don't feel like laughing. So, yeah. Save games are gone.
This is a most disturbing development.